Good morning, everybody. I'm Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and thanks for joining us today to talk about how to get more listings with a platform. Just at a high level, I'm not sure how long you've been with us, but if you're new to us, please put it in the chat panel so I can see that and get an idea of who's here and what you know and what you don't know. We're an online advertising platform for realtors to help them advertise, help them be on social media, help them advertise their listings and get more buyers and more sellers. So when you're learning about our system, a lot of the tools might sound like the kind that you've been using in the past. The major difference is we do everything. We have call to actions everywhere. Even if you're marketing an open house, there are call to actions to get listing. Even when you're marketing a home that's just listed, there are call to actions to get more listings. We definitely, it's a slam dunk for us to help you find buyers. But the name of the game today on this call is how to get more listings. So we'll definitely be focusing on that. One thing I want you to know before we dive in is that there are multiple ways of getting listing leads with our platform. Some is with free automated social media tools. Some is with e-flyers that if you have a good CRM with hundreds or thousands of leads, you definitely want to use our e-flyers. And if you have, if you've got a farm market and you want to use our print tools are outstanding for getting high quality leads. And then we have ad software from both Facebook, Instagram, and Google, right? And these are really simple ways of capturing leads and also, can be very cost effective. Facebook leads are a lot cheaper. Google leads are a lot more expensive, but they're higher quality. So depending on where you are with your business, you might want to be investing in both. But if you have questions at any time, let me know and let's just keep going here. As I give you that kind of high level story, there is a lot to the platform. With that, we do live training every week. As we all know, we're on today's call, which is top tools for more listings. You can sign up for our classes right. So if you're not here, let's see if I can send this to somebody. Yeah, if somebody sends me a question, I can send this to you. This is where you can sign up for today's class, top tools for more listings. But if you scroll down, you'll see that Scott does one. I guess he's not doing it tomorrow. Oh, it's New Year's Eve. Facebook and Google is my next class, which is on Thursday. And Facebook and Google has a lot to do with getting more listings. So you definitely want to see that at least once. And then Scott's doing social media, a really solid farm marketing class. And so you definitely want to hear that. And then I do Get Started, and then I do another class for lenders. leadgenwebinars.com. This is a good place to sign up for these. Now, every class that we do, including today's class, is recorded and on our YouTube channel. And let's go over here and see what the problem is. Okay, things are going slow. Hopefully my internet's not too bad. So you can see here that this is where I have a Get Started class here. I have a Facebook and Google class here. And then we have Get Started. Oh, that's a quick guide. So that's something that Scott's, and then here's the database mastery. And honestly, when you're thinking about building your farm, you need to understand what we mean by farm marketing and database mastering, which is part of that. There's a lot of different classes on this page. I definitely recommend it, but I want to take you to the homepage of our YouTube channel. Oh, how do you access the chat feature? I don't know if we have a chat feature. Everybody puts their questions here where you just put your question. Yeah. So I am going to, thanks for sending that, by the way. I'm going to send this link because I want everybody to have this. This honestly is I consider this our strongest resource to help you learn. All right. It's our YouTube channel. Scott, there's a couple things here that I think are great. Scott's been recently doing a shorts section. So you can go to YouTube and you can subscribe to our shorts. These are 1-minute videos on just little aspects. Some of them are things that we're doing that are new, and others are really feedback from clients like you who are saying, oh yeah, this is what we did and we got these results. So in 1 minute, he'll give you a bite size of that, right? So I definitely recommend the shorts, but you can also see our series, which is a little bit deeper on various aspects of the system. And here's the real estate mastery thing, which really you all want to do. And then here are the rest of our webinars. And then we have reviews here. And I'm going to play this review. You'll notice that the name of the review is 2.2 listings for every listing marketed, right? Now, this guy is actually, he was a rookie agent when we signed up his office. He was working at Office Depot and had been in the industry for 2 years when I signed up their office. So he's really new to the business, and he started learning about the tools that he could use. And at this point, he has a team of 24 agents. The office was 300 when I sold it. It's 1,000 agents now, and he is the top agent with his team. Okay. So just hear what he has to say here.
Point. Right now, it's not listings to leads. It's recommending all of our team members to use, and they're like high adopters. There's an easy button to run Facebook ads. There's an easy button to run Google ads. There's a checklist from the rent marketing, like a nearby homeowner letter that can go out and people to our catering food truck open houses. And it's just to stick to the checklist that they have in terms of building business. And it is honestly how we have scaled to getting about 2.2 additional transactions per listing. So I would say that's the one tool that we would not be able to live without. And I recommend that to people on our team that are joining to use, and anybody.
So I hope you could hear that. But this guy, as I'm saying, was really new to the industry, really got his arms around a handful of our tools and started applying them, and turns into one of the biggest teams operating in Maryland. It's the biggest team in their office in Pearson Smith, right? So the last resource that I want to mention is that's outside of the system is our Mastermind group. This is a private group in Facebook, and you can ask the support team to get you here. I think it's honestly worth scanning for about 5 to 10 minutes a week. You don't need to be here all day, but you do need to see what's happening, what we're doing, and what our clients are doing, right? So here, Scott, just a couple of days ago, went through a kind of a session on how to market pending listings. If you want more listings, you want to market your homes that are later stage, like under contract, active contingent, pending, or sold, because our call to actions are designed to get more listings. And if we scroll down, we can look at what's going on. Jared here was saying, hey, we just had an open house and we made a flyer with your QR code that we supplied. It led him to a form that he was able to use, which captures the lead on the form that was created by us. And he just had that right on the front door and said, hey, you have to scan to come in the house. So that you're capturing the contact information on the open house, right? So that's just, we make a lot of tools, and our clients are learning how to unwrap those and how to use them. Here's one that's also related to our call today. And Corey has actually done a lot. He's got some interesting information in the Mastermind group, so I'm a little surprised that he doesn't know the answer. But he says, is there a way to create a QR code to add to a letter or postcard to bring them to the L Home page? Thanks. The answer is yes, we created it automatically, right? It's in everybody's account. I'll show you where that is. You might want to use that yourself. Actually, I don't know how you know our company. If you don't mind putting in the chat panel, let me know. But I'll tell you, there's a woman out there named, I think it's Amy Albright, Amanda. She sends agents to us across the country because she does a kind of a weekly coaching call. And one of her things is that she uses our QR code specifically for her home valuation page. And she's been client for years. So every print thing that she does has the QR code, and it always says scan for your free home value. And then they go to our webpage, they get the information that they want. And so, when you're really building out a business and you're building out a brand, you're going to probably want to have some print in there, right? You're going to be using print somewhere. Hopefully you're doing some mailings at least once a quarter or once a month. And so when people get your information, they get their mail, they don't always want to use it right that minute, but they're going to save it. It's going to be on their countertop. And when they're ready, they'll go back to it. And we designed that stuff for you already. I'm not going to go into this one here, but Scott just did a class on expireds and FSBOs regarding the new TCPA regulation. And he basically goes through everything like, this is how you do it all correctly. So again, go after expireds and FSBOs because they can turn into great listings. And so we have tools to help you do that. So we won't go all the way down here. Just wanted to show you a little bit of what's going on in the Mastermind group. Please ask the support team to get you in there. Linda's saying that Carrie referred you from EXP. Oh, that's great. You're always welcome to send them my information if they want to do a call together, Linda. There are a lot of coaches at EXP that are talking about us. And I think that's because our platform is super effective and definitely low cost. So let's get into the system and let's talk about what can we actually do to capture more listing leads, right? And if you don't have an account, accounts right now start at $60. Everything we do is month to month. You don't have to have an annual contract. And you don't have to have listings to get more listings. We have a lot of tools that'll help you even if you don't have listings, okay? One thing I want to get into before we dive under the hood is if you're watching this on our GoToMeeting call right now, there is a kind of a chat panel. There's a navigation bar, all kinds of buttons on it. On mine, I have a button that says more. And when I open that up, it opens up a panel. And I would like everybody to open up that panel now and get to the section that says materials. There are 2 flyers in here that I want all of you to download and print right now. So if you don't mind, just do that. I'm going to do that right now as well. And while we're doing that, I'm going to go through what this actually is. If you're new to us, you absolutely need to have this printed out. And if you have a friend that you want to help them grow their business, share a copy of this with top tools for more listings. This is a critical document. It's really simple. I'm going to go through it. Facebook and Google. It's the other class that I do, right? It's just a simple outline. But if you do these things, it's going to tell you these things you get buyer leads. These things you get seller leads. So you focus on what you want, right? But here, let's talk about the ways of top tools and more listings. So print this, leave it on your desk, because you literally need to act on this every week. You don't need to do everything every week, but one of these things you got to do every week. Okay. So we'll start at the top. Mail out the nearby homeowner letter to local homeowners. I'm going to show you what all this is. I just want you to hear it. And so that it starts to make sense of what you got to be doing here. Run Facebook ads on pending, under contract, and sold listings. I mentioned that. Create a property valuation page for each farm area. I'll show you how to do that. Run ads on Google and Facebook with that exact landing page, right? Makes sense. You create a landing page that gives them values. You want people to see it. So how do you do that? Facebook and Google. Run ads on Google and Facebook with our seller PDF guides, 40 to choose from. You actually have 80 PDF guides branded to you on every page. And running ads on Facebook and Google are great ways of getting leads with those. 40 of them are for home buyers and 40 are for home sellers. Today, we're talking about how to get listings. So obviously we're going to focus on that 40. There's also other ways to use the PDF guides that we create print tools for you. We create e-flyers for you. You can even share them one by one for free on your social medias. And there's a landing page that will capture the lead when they want to download it. We even auto post it to your social medias throughout the year upon setup. So if you're signing up and we're asking you to connect social media, which we do a few times, one of them is to get those PDF guides out so that you don't have to waste time sharing them to your socials. Just let us do it for you automatically. Then number 7 says mail a home sold report. This is a letter attached to every home valuation page, and I'll show you where it is. Mail just sold postcards. I think a lot of agents have done that in the past. Maybe not a lot, but I know that agents do that. I feel 1 out of 100 agents do that. LV, this letter is it's in the GoToMeeting navigation bar. If you see that bar, if you move your mouse around, you'll see this bar. And there is a tab that I see, it says more. There are 3 dots on it. When I click that, there's a little tab that says materials. And this and the other doc is there. Print them both. And then it says blast e-flyers for each listing status into your CRM. And that's because every flyer that we create has home valuations offered, right? And then get the seller their email tool, their tools. So when we get your listings, we usually automatically sweep them in and we send you a bunch of tools. And we say, hey, run an ad in the YouTube channel. Oh, wait, you want a link to the YouTube channel? Give me a second. Here is, the documents aren't in the YouTube channel. They're in the go-to meeting place. So if you're watching this on a recording, or maybe LV there is watching on a phone and can't get to this, email me. I just sent that YouTube link to everyone. I'm going to send everybody my email. It's Vince@listings2.com. And if you need these documents that I'm showing here, then just say, hey, can I get those flyers that you're using? Now, the last thing that's on here is actually, I think, really important. And it used to be advanced, right? It was number 11. It was like the thing that not all agents wanted to do, but they should do it, right? Today, we're at the end of 2024. We've got some dynamics in the real estate industry that I'm sure you are aware of. Interest rates are high. Sales are slow. Agents are dropping out. And nobody knows what in the world is going on with buyer commission. So getting listings and building your farm is going to be really important. And all of these things here are going to help you do that. You're on the L2L site. So I don't know if these are on the L2L site, LV. We have some other things, but these ones you have to talk to me to get to. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, Linda, you don't have the option to see this either. Okay. Email me. I sent everybody my email. And so email me, ask me for the flyers, and I'll send these to you. Okay. So this advanced thing here, I want to talk about first. There are other companies that sell on people who own homes, right? Redx.com does this. Remine.com does this. What is it? Arch Agent does this. Even Vulcan 7, Cole Resource. You might have access to a list of people with equity. And that is what you want when you're going to think, hey, I really have a business here. And I really want to get more buyers and more sellers. Well, how are you going to get more sellers? You're just going to randomly throw out Facebook ads or share things or walk around with a sandwich board on. I don't really know. But if you buy a list from one of the companies I just listed, you would say, hey, I want everybody that's owned a home for more than 5 years. I want their name, their email, their phone number, and their address. Once you have that, you have a lot of ways to get this, to leverage our platform to get business out of that neighborhood. Now, I set up the teams and I set up the office accounts and the brokerages around the country. So I work with some really serious teams. We have one in Dallas. They have 3 lists of just what I just described to you, each with 10,000 homeowners. Okay. And they are hammering that list on Facebook, and they also run ads on Google, and they mail, and they do all the things I'm telling you, right? And sometimes it's when you have a team, you can get that stuff done. Maybe you've got the budget to go do all that. Let's imagine that you have a list, okay? And that you want to do some of the things that I've talked about. Log in and go right here to the dashboard and make a decision that you want to generate seller leads. Just click on that tab right here. And everything that is in your account to generate seller leads is on this page. Okay, so we try to make it as easy as we can. So what can we do to get seller leads? We can run ads on Facebook and Google. I've mentioned that a couple times. We can market our later stage homes. I said that earlier. And if you've got later stage homes, they're going to be teed up right here. You can click on that button and there'll be things to do. We'll go look at it all together just a minute here. There's also some good email blasting stuff that we've got available for you, which can engage your leads that you're getting with us. But there's also seller landing pages, right? It's a free home valuation page that I mentioned. And we've got a landing page on our marketing system. And this one is just to get out there and reach to another way of reaching homeowners. These are landing pages that are all in your account, or you can create other ones. You can create unlimited landing pages. Now, remember I said, because it was on the flyer, that you've got PDF guides, right? And the 40 that you want for sellers are, you can click on all guides. We have a few here. Let's just do this one. So that's kind of everything that you can do. So let's click on 12 mistakes to avoid, and let's click on marketing and see how can we market, right? And you can see that we drop you immediately right on running an ad on Facebook. You can also run an ad on Google. Higher quality leads, more expensive. You can share it one by one on your social media. But when you sign up, there's actually a sign up wizard that tells you connect your social media, and we'll post these PDF guides to your social medias with landing pages automatically so that you don't have to. Now, here's an e-flyer for your database. So remember when I said, buy this list, I don't want you to just have an Excel file sitting on your desktop on your computer, right? I want you to take that and put that in your CRM and make sure that CRM allows you to do email blasts. So now that you know you've got 2,000 people that own a home in your favorite town and they've owned it for more than 5 years, now when you see an e-flyer for the database, you can click copy code. And what that does is that copies this freaky stuff called HTML code, right? You don't ever want to look at that, but you paste it into your CRM and you click a button in your CRM and it looks like this. And that link and that picture, they can click on and download that link there, offering a free home value. It's going to get them to a landing page. Your reviews are there, and there's also home value lead capture there. So a lot of call to actions in one flyer. All you got to do is copy it and blast it out on your leads. And now that you've gone and got a list, you're hitting the right people, right? You're not just randomly doing things with no real understanding of what's going to happen. You ideally bought a list of homeowners with equity, you loaded it in your CRM, and every week you are doing this. You are taking, because if we look at a 40 at the PDF guide section over here, there are 80, 40 of them are for homeowners. You know what? You can throw in buyer ones every once in a while, but there are also other e-flyers, and we'll look at those too. Now, there are print flyers. This is a print flyer on this. Maybe you want to mail a postcard, right? And you notice, remember in the Mastermind group, somebody, hey, do you do QR codes? Yeah, we do QR codes. Whenever there's something in print, we do QR codes, because ever since COVID, people finally understand what these are, right? So you've got door hangers, and you've even got some circle prospecting scripts, right? And then, of course, the question was, do you have QR codes? You're going to see QR codes on almost everything we do. So here's what I want you to be thinking, right? You can run, you can e-flyer, you can email your database, your target farm every week. You can mail them something in print once or twice a month. I'm going to show you even better tools than this. And you can run ads on Facebook and target those people. And that's probably one of the most important things you can do. You can do that on Google, but you have to have spent $1 million on Google for them to give you that function. So I don't know what your budget is, but if you're not spending $500,000, you can't do what I'm about to show you on Google. But on Facebook, you should have a button that says create audience, and you could call it whatever your favorite town is, right? I don't know, Denver homes, right? Homeowners. And what's on the list, because you bought it, you know that these people have equity because that's what you bought. And right here, we tell you, use this format. The titles in each column should be the same as well. It should say email, number, first name, last name. When you buy this list, it's going to be 20, maybe 30 columns long. Save it because you're going to need it. But for us and for Facebook, it needs to be in this exact format. When you upload it and import it, it lives inside your Facebook account. So even if you get tired of working with us and you want to go do it on your own, you'll at least have this target audience created that's going to allow you to target these people when you run an ad. So let's do that real quickly just to see what that looks like. So let's do a PDF guide app. I remember we were looking at PDF guides and we were talking about getting sellers. So let's click there. And I don't know, let's do divorce and real estate. Lead ads. I really recommend, this is a Facebook deal, but I recommend you always leave it on lead ads, because these leads are pre-populated from Facebook profiles, because we're running it out on Facebook and we are targeting people that in this case is on a list. But whoever clicks that ad, this little window pops up on Facebook and says, hey, would you like this report? And they click, yeah. But their name, phone number, and email is already sitting there. Yes, it says, yes, submit my info. That's there is, I don't think there's any other place that people are putting their name, phone number, and email on a web page anywhere, unless it's like a government page or I don't know, maybe Home Depot. I don't know, but you put out random pages on the internet. I'm sure you see it. You go looking around. I go look at solar stuff and, oh, sign up here. We'll give you stuff. Nope, I go away. And so does everybody else, right? But when you use our Facebook ad software, boy, you get name, email, and phone number all the time. And you're able to close those at a higher rate, all that information. So instead of typing in whatever town you were thinking and using the normal Facebook stuff there, you don't put a town here. You go here, you check that box that says retarget current leads or audiences, and you type in, I don't know, whatever the name of your audience is. I don't think I have one for Denver, but here's my seller audience, right? And so whoever's on that list that you uploaded, if they're on Facebook during this 7-day period, they're going to see that ad. And since you know that you bought that list and those are people with equity, that's a very smart thing to do with that list, right? That's advanced down here. Get a custom audience in Facebook and target these people with the ads that are related to homeowners. Okay. And we'll go more into that a little bit later. The docs are there if you click it. Okay. So Sabrina's saying that the docs are there. Yeah. Okay. You figured it out. It's under more. Oh, it's not under more. There's a paper with a clip. Okay. So it looks different for you guys. Sorry. There's a paper and paper clip. Thank you. I did not know that. Okay. Got it. So guys, in trying to download those documents, there is a button that has a paper with a paper clip on it. That is where the materials are. So my apologies. I'm glad I finally learned that one. Okay. So we talked a little bit. Let's go back to the dashboard. We talked a little bit about how you can now target homeowners with a custom audience with your Facebook ads, right? So good. But let's talk about over here. It says the nearby homeowner letter, because that's number one on this list. And it's not one because this gets the highest quality listing leads. Okay. And if you have a listing, or if you borrow a listing, or let's say you sold a listing a month or two ago and you're now just joining us, get the listing in your account. Okay. You have to do it manually if it's sold, but let's say you see this button here, we're on listings, and it says add listing and grab listing. A lot of agents will go to an open house and sit there for another agent. The other agent might be busy. And if that's you doing that, use this feature, grab that listing, pull it in, or maybe just borrow a listing from a colleague in your office. Let's say that you work in, I'm in Lafayette, but maybe I want a listing. I want to build out the Walnut Creek neighborhood, which is a couple miles from me, and it's a good market. And I want to build that out as one of my farm markets, but I don't have any listings. If one of my colleagues has a listing, I can just, hey, can I borrow that? If they say yes, drop in the zip code and the MLS ID, it'll grab it and it'll pull it in. And now you can start using the marketing tools, right? Obviously, you can run an ad on Facebook. If it was a later stage home, like pending, under contract, or sold, that would be a smart thing to do. But if the home is for sale or just listed, we always create this letter called the nearby homeowner letter. Make sure you turn this little button on. It's gray by default. I don't know why we just don't turn it on, but anyway. I'm going to download this and show you this tool. This is our number one tool, not because it's the sexiest thing in the world, and it doesn't even require AI. It's just a very effective, simple tool. And let me show you why. It's made for an ADD nation, right? It's not a heavy read. It says, hey, we just listed this. Go check it out here, or scan this and go check it out. But that's going to affect your home value. So go here to this web address and then get your free home value, right? That's what's going on here, right? So if you have a piece of paper that you're mailing to people, who's going to open this up, read this, and decide that I do want my home value? And then take this and type in that web address, give you their address and their email. Only the person who is really interested in the value of their home. Okay. So how do you get it to the market? Right. Now, we do have a partnership with a company called Express Copy. It's just a tech pass off handoff. We're not taking a rev share here. And if you have an account with them, you can connect it and you'll have a button here that says print and mail. So let's look at that. Now, it's pretty cool. We were really excited when we did this because if you click mailing list, you can say, hey, send this to a 1, 2, 3 mile radius and only send it to homeowners with more than 6 years equity. Click the button, bang, $185, $1.85 per letter. This will be downloaded, folded, and put in an envelope with your address on the top left and the prospect's address in the center of the envelope. So easy. Not literally, I'm sitting here talking and taking up air. That is like a 5-second exercise to click 2 buttons, right? So that's number one. A lot of our clients who get the most amount of listings, they mail that letter out every time they have a home just listed, and they mail it out again when it's just sold. Okay. Now, other clients, it doesn't matter what stage anything is, they're going to mail one of these letters out twice a month to their target audience, right? So it's number one, right? Now, if we go run an ad on a sold property on Facebook, you're going to get more leads. They're just not as high quality, right? It's even easier. It's almost even easier, right? But if you want high quality leads, this is a little bit pricey. It's $1.85. Let's go look in the Mastermind group and let's look at some other ways. So you remember how at the beginning of the call, I showed you, like, there was that guy, Dustin Fox, saying, hey, I got 2.2 listings for every listing, right? This is when we learned of Dustin Fox in 2018. That was when he was a rookie and he got this letter. You see how different it looks? It looks a little more old fashioned. He prints them. He had a little calendar with him and his wife, still at Pearson Smith. They put it in black envelopes because they don't want it to look like bulk mail. And they mailed it. He even made a little Canva tutorial page, or what do you call it, testimonial page. They mailed it to 250 homes. First class, it cost them, what, $625 for 2 mailings. They got, over time, they got 10 listings with $17,000 in average commission for $625 to spend. So he was gracious enough to say, hey, this is our highest ROI. And when you heard that call at the beginning, when Dustin was saying, hey, this is the number one tool that they use. And of course they use our ad software. Dustin has grown so much from our platform that he actually released his own book. And it's somewhere in here. You can buy it on Amazon. One of the sections is on listings to leads. But he's definitely learned a lot in the years, and we're glad we were able to help him. But there's another person. Actually, this story of the Nearby Homeowner letter keeps happening over and over because people take our class. Some of you will take our class. And let's see here if I can make my keyboard work, for heaven's sake. Yeah, okay. And Pat. Now, Pat Motley, she's from Louisiana. I think she's been a client of ours for at least 12 years. And she's been in the Mastermind group for years talking about this letter, right? She's been with us so long that she's got her own brain power and she's doing something that I've never seen anybody do. And boy, I recommend it. And actually, it spurred a whole conversation in our Mastermind group. She prints out 100 every time she has a home just listed and every time she has a home just sold. Right now, this home was sold. And she even customizes, hey, the deal was accepted on the 15th. It was accepted on August 15th. It closes September, 5,000 over asking. She can just customize that in our platform, right? After she prints it, she flips it over and uses Microsoft Publisher to print the back to make it look like an envelope so that she can hand fold it and hand write these things and then mail it, right? The downside of Express Copy, which is the automated print company that we have, is that it looks like bulk mail. This does not look like bulk mail. And what we've been training and what I've been teaching our clients for years is please just use a colorful envelope, even if you're going to use a label maker, because a colorful envelope I'll look at for a half second and wonder what it is, right? Maybe I'll open it. If it looks like junk mail, I probably won't open it. I separate all my junk mail even before I open my mail. Pat was so awesome because this became such a conversation for almost a year that she actually has shared right here on September 19th, the template to make that mailer. So if you're using Microsoft Publisher, look for Pat and go get this piece of software. You can make the streets and that whole little red thing, that little step, look just like your neighborhood, right? So, there are more stories of that. But let's try to move on. Let's go look at top tools here. So we want to run ads on pending and sold properties, right? So how do you do that? If you have listings that are later stage, that's how you do it. So let's pull that up. And in my account, I do have properties that are later stage. And often, I talk to people when they just sign up and they don't have any listings. They're just like, oh, I'm dead in the water. I need to do something. Then if I ask them, have you sold anything in the past 60 days or whatever, they might say yes. I'm like, manually enter that property in your account because we can't find it now. We can't pull it. And just put in a couple of photos. You make it like a big deal here because it's a really simple thing. This property is sold. If I click on Facebook and Instagram ads, which I just did, you will see that we write the ad, right? Now, I don't know if you can tell, it says it's sponsored by The Best Listing. That's just our little business page. But yours is going to be sponsored by you. And all you have to do is click that button that says create ad. And this thing generates leads with name, email, and phone number, usually around from $7 to $8 each. Okay, so if you have a $50 ad and Facebook is charging you $7, you're going to get 7 leads. 7 by 7 is 49. If there's anything that happens special to this home, you could say sold in 7 days, right? You could say sold above asking. Because these things, if I'm a homeowner and you're telling me you sold it fast and can get multiple offers and top money, I'm probably going to respond to your ad a lot more, right? So you don't have to do that, but you could do that, right? That's how you can customize your ad. So let's go back to the Mastermind group and let's go see a good example of one of our clients who he's an office client. They set up their office a couple of years ago. He's from LPT. And Brian, let's see here. Where is it? Yeah. He goes, hey, I haven't run many pending and sold ads, but I just got a listing doing that, right? So he was actually really cool here. I'm going to show you a video here. He did this video to teach his agents. And he ended up sharing it in the Mastermind group with us. And I'm just going to tell you, it's a short video. Ryan Mathewson, you might want to hear him, but what he's saying is he's trying to teach everybody, hey, run ads on the sold property, just like I'm trying to teach you. And he said this home was so popular. He's in Texas. He said that we generated 114 buyer leads with name, email, and phone number because he used our Facebook ad software. That would cost you, because buyer leads cost about $3. That would cost you about $350. And it was probably multiple ads, probably ran a few. But then when he sold the home, oh no, wait, first on the 114 buyer leads, he got 4 people to buy homes from that list of 114 people. And you can probably imagine that the commission on 4 home purchases is more than $350, right? But when the home goes sold, he said, yeah, we ran an ad and as sold, and they were getting $4 leads for sold, right? And they converted, they started texting their lead in the morning and closed a phone call for the afternoon. And that person wants to sell a home for $400,000 and buy another for $450,000. That's from one $4 lead from one $50 ad. And so he's telling his agents, you should use this, right? And you know what? If you're on this call, you should definitely be using this. So as I said, I have a property that's sold, but you could also do it with a property that is pending or under contract, because the call to action, it's almost the same. It's basically saying, hey, this home is under contract. And this one, it's pending. So let's just click on Facebook. Notice I click Facebook and Instagram, and we're writing the ad. All the boxes that you needed to check on Facebook, we're doing it all for you. And if you just take this action, take these steps, when Brian did that call, you can see my questions. I actually asked him, did you do anything special to make your ad work and get that lead? And he said, no, I just clicked on it and created the ad. He didn't do any custom, nothing. Right. And this ad works a lot. And it's actually, for getting listings, it's the easiest and cheapest leads you're going to get listings, because you're literally clicking 2 buttons. And depending on the cost of your lead, you can get 7, maybe more, maybe fewer leads, but with name, email, and phone number of people who are interested. Okay. So I definitely recommend, when we look back to that concept of, hey, get yourself a custom audience and email them every week because it's free from your CRM, and mail them a nearby homeowner letter or maybe a postcard once or twice a month to this list, and then run ads on Facebook that are designed for homeowners to that same list. Do you understand the power of that? That you're targeting people with equity with Facebook, with email and print. Are you doing that now? Or is anybody able to do that right now with the tools that you have, with whatever service you have? Are you able to do all that? Because I think that's a really heavy lift, and we make it incredibly easy. So let's go back to my list. And what's the next thing to do? Oh, create a property valuation. Definitely. So before I do that, I see some questions. I got stuck on the Facebook launch page because it would not take Altadena, California. You might want to tell people to pick up the next closest city. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Where is Altadena? So let me show you what she is saying. When you create an ad, whatever kind of ad you're running on Facebook, you are going to see that you can type in a location. Sometimes we actually put in the location north of Pasadena. Yeah, so that might be why, right? So what was it? Altadena. So let me show you what she's doing. She tried to run an ad in Altadena, and it doesn't even show up. Yeah, doesn't even show up. So she's saying it's north of Pasadena. So if I type in Pasadena, I'm pretty sure Pasadena is going to be there. And if you expand the radius, more people will see it. And that would probably reach this place. But this actually happens for a lot of people. And one of the worst places that happens, because we have a lot of clients there, is Queens, or not even Queens, but New York, right? It's really a bummer. I don't know why Facebook does that, but let me show you what is happening. Queens is one of the 5 boroughs in New York, and it's just across the river from New York City. And you can't target any of these cities in Facebook. And I have no idea why, because there are millions of people in this area, right? Literally millions. And you might say, hey, I live in Brooklyn. I want to focus people on Brooklyn. Can't do it, right? Queens, can't do it. I don't know, whatever parts of Central Park. There's neighborhoods down here, Chelsea, Tribeca. Can't do it. You can't target. If you do a custom audience and that custom audience has 1,000 people in it, you can do it, right? But that's like just a bummer of Facebook. So we can't control that. And Linda has mentioned that's right. And then you were asking, do you get a CRM? So let me speak to that. Over here on the left, we have 2 sections called follow-ups and leads. And I want to point out something. Actually, I'll go to the leads first. On leads, Scott and I are right now, like every week we are doing upgrades to this page, and we're gonna be calling this the Power Calling Center. So when you ask, do we have a CRM? The short answer is not really, but we store all of your leads right here. Okay, but we are going to make this a much more powerful platform for you to work your leads. And we're going to have filters so that you can see who are my most important leads, who are my top buyer leads, who are my top seller leads, who are the old leads that I haven't called that I just need to call. And then we're going to give you like an action. I think if you go over here, we're going to give you the ability to log your activities, right? Log a call, like here, add a task, log a call, do things, and work your leads, right? Now, you'll see also that, and the way that we score those is if you're using our follow-ups. So over here, we have follow-ups. I really think we should call these drip campaigns, but whatever. It's the same thing. It's a drip campaign. If you don't have a CRM, please turn this on automatically. Put on these two things. If you're running ads in Spanish, turn them on in Spanish. Okay. You can do both. But this is how we score our leads. And let me explain. So when you sign up on the platform, we'll ask you, do you have a CRM? And if the answer is yes, we tell you to choose and pick which one you have. And then we'll send the leads over there, right? And then hopefully your drip campaigns will convert those leads into business, right? Convert them into business. Now, I would really like you to ask yourselves, if you have CRMs right now, if you don't mind, put in the chat panel just a yes or no if you have a CRM. Just yes CRM, no CRM. Because if you have a CRM, ask yourself, is that CRM, are those drip campaigns getting people to call you, getting people to set appointments with you? And if the answer is no, please turn on these follow-ups, turn on these drip campaigns, because I already know our drip campaigns, I think, are almost 2 years old. I already know from talking to our clients that they have closed appointments. Our drip campaigns are basically, just look at it real quick. You can add your own step if you got something special you want to say. The PDF guides and the landing pages, we incorporate that like every other message. So these are not stale messages that your CRM is sending out with your beautiful picture and phone number to call you. They actually have value that people can continue to learn about real estate, whether it's buying or selling or both. And that's why I recommend, if your CRM is really awesome and it's helping you close appointments, keep on going. You know it works. If your CRM does not do that, get in here and turn on these follow-ups, because once we push this, which hopefully it's January, but it's a complicated deal. We're working on it. We're going to be scoring your leads based on their open rates and are they downloading stuff. And you're going to know who's a hot lead and who's not. Okay. So that's a long answer to a good question. Thank you. Yeah. So Gabriel has a CRM. I don't think anybody else here has a CRM. So go turn on follow-ups. What CRM are you using, Gabriel? So let's go back. Oh, we got to create a landing page. And I do want to say, like, when you sign up, you get a handful of landing pages just automatically. Lofty. Oh yeah. Lofty. Yeah. Was that KV Core? We have a lot of clients from KV Core and Lofty. But when you come to this page, you're going to have a page right here that says free home values. The weird thing about it is it's not going to look like that. This is some AI picture that Scott really likes, and that's cool. But I want to show you what it actually looks like, because it's important, because it's where it's integrated in so many of your tools. You remember when I said use the nearby homeowner letter and there's a link and it's pointing to this page? When you have a single property website or a virtual tour or a flyer, it's going to point to this page, and the page looks like this. Okay. It doesn't have that cool luxury look that Scott likes. It looks like this. And I don't know where you guys are sitting, but if your neighborhoods don't look like this, might not be the most effective page to point them to. So get into your landing page, click on edit, and upload an image here, and then save that. And that will replace this generic image that we are giving to you with something that's really cool. Actually, this I'm not really a big fan of. I really think you need to have something that looks like your area, right? And so let's Pasadena, right? Because we know, I don't know, what was that? Altadena? Where is Altadena? Is there a landmark in Altadena? Here's how you create a landing page. And by the way, I'm just creating Property Valuation Plus, which is the instant valuation page, right? So I'm going to create one for Altadena, and you still need to do this. Oh, it's Chime. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Chime. Sorry. So Altadena, this is how you create a landing page. And I don't know if there's any special landmark, but I recommend that you put a landmark in the back of your landing pages, especially your home values, because remember what you're doing here. You're going to be using this in email, in mail, on ads, sharing it on social media, and it's going to get in front of people who don't know you. They don't know how awesome you are, and they just don't, right? If you put them up on this page, which is what it looks like generically, I don't know if you're a national spam campaign or what, right? So you definitely, our clients get a lot of value. I should, when they make this thing look like the area. So if you click on open editor, you could get no major landmarks. Is there a mall there, Linda? Is there a main street there? Because we have clients with small towns all over the country, right? And if there's a main street, no. Oh, so this is like a suburban neighborhood kind of place. Then maybe there's a school, right? Yeah, maybe there's a school, or maybe there's a street, there's an intersection that people are, maybe there's a sign that says welcome to Altadena. I don't know. But you just upload an image over here, and that image is gonna populate. Let's see if I have any images on my, oh, I have this one. So this is one I took in Jack London Square, but this will fit. We'll just do this for now. So, what I really, and I'll tell you, let me show you. So remember I said that I set up the offices around the country, and Coldwell Banker is in Summit, New Jersey. And when I set them up, I train their office, right? And I teach them how to get listings. And they go up and start running ads. And then the manager, the owner, calls me like a month later and says, we're getting leads all over the place. And he goes, our number one home valuation ad has a picture of the Summit Diner on it, right? And you see, this is like an old railroad car look, and you get the greasy bacon and eggs in there. And it's on Main Street. This town is only 20,000 people, right? But if you're putting an ad out there and you're telling people that Summit Diner, Summit, New Jersey, right? And that's what you're doing. Hey, I can help you get your home value because I know Summit. So I don't know what you guys have in your local markets. Maybe it's the grocery store. Yeah. Test it out. It can change. You can create that landing page and you can see what gets the best results, right? You can run an ad on this week and see what your results are. And you can run an ad next month and see if you have different results. So the point is, remember when we talked about the nearby homeowner letter? That's pointing to the generic page. So make sure your generic page at least looks like your stuff, especially if you're, if your neighborhoods don't look like. Now, when you create the landing page, let's see, did I do that? Give me a second. I thought I uploaded. I uploaded an image, but I didn't save it. And remember, I was telling you about my one. So let me insert it. So if you insert it, it does it here. And then if you don't save it, it doesn't save. But when we save it, we actually create a bunch of marketing tools. So we'll give it a second to save, and then we will go look at the ways to market. And let me just tell you before we get there, you can run ads on it. You can share it with an e-flyer. And I think you can even, you're going to have a home sold report, which you can mail. So you remember when I'm talking about your farm market, I'm saying you got to mail these people once or twice a month, and you got to run ads on them with your custom audience, and you got to upload that up to your Loftier CRM and email blast those people, right? If I click on marketing tools for this page, my Facebook and Instagram ad is already pre-written for me. Okay. And notice it sees the photograph that I sold, that I put up there. By default, we do it traffic. I really recommend you change this to lead ads, because I think you can convert. If you get a name, email, and phone number, and they don't follow the step of getting their instant home value, say, hey, I noticed you wanted your home value, but you didn't fill out the form. Can I have your address and I'll get that for you? And then you could just take them right to the landing page. And now you have their email because you got it on Facebook, and you just put in their name, phone number, and email, or their name and email and their address, and boom, you're going to see their home value. They're going to see their home value. And when they see it, you're going to email, it's going to say, does that seem right to you? And you could literally just text and say, hey, I just sent that off to you. Does that look right? Have you done any improvements? Blah, blah, blah. Start that conversation going. So Facebook, we got you ready right there. Google, by all means, if you have the budget, let me just explain. When you run an ad like this on Google, it's hard to do in Google. We have it as part of our system. It's an add-on right now. I think it's going to be integrated in our upgraded pricing next year, which is just a few days. And at that point, you can run an ad. Now, let's see what Google does. Altadena. Hey, Google seems to understand that city exists, so you can use Google. I do want to point this out. It doesn't look all slick like it does on Facebook because Google is like a generic, it's text-based website. You'll notice that we have a $50 a day budget. Okay. That means you can, and it's 7 days. So you could potentially spend $350, right? Now this stops a lot of agents. So I'm not asking you to go do this, but you have some high quality leads here, right? Because when we're on Facebook, it's an awesome platform. I know kids don't like it. They want to be on TikTok or Snapchat or whatever, but kids aren't buying homes and kids are not selling homes, right? Adults are. Adults spend 40 minutes a day looking at whatever nonsense is on Facebook. Here, I got an ad for some game, right? But we can just go down. You can see whatever you're following is there. You're going to see more ads. This is an ad on going to get stretched, right? Go stretch out. Your ad shows up right here on Facebook, right? And because American adults spend 40 minutes a day, it has a high likelihood of capturing leads. Our clients grow their business using our Facebook ads. But if I have a question, not just me, but when 86% of Americans have a question and they go to the internet, they don't go to Facebook for that answer. They go to this website called Google, okay? And they ask their question, right? I don't know. How do I sell my home? Or what does it cost to sell my home? Or whatever, right? Anything that's related, and you see who's up here. So how do you get to play up here? The easy way is to run an ad on Google. Now, I think we're on the wrong page here. I have too many things open. Yeah, this is the Google ad, right? And just for your knowledge and understanding, what's happening here is, oh my God, it's been an hour. Jesus. Sorry, guys. There, we put keywords in. We put all these headlines in. We put all these descriptions in. When you do Google, you have to do it manually. When you use our software, we do it automatically. But I do want to point out, in Dallas, Texas, each lead costs $30. In Pennsylvania, it can cost $22. In Utah, $17. I've heard $10. I just don't remember where. And I don't know what it's going to cost in your market, but it is the number, the higher, definitely higher cost and higher quality lead. Okay. So guys, I'm sorry. I've been yammering on here for an hour. I totally lost track. Any questions? Let me know. What do we have? When marketing another agent's list, how do I ensure I have the right setting for the landing page, Facebook ad, and the homeowner lead? Just make sure when you are grabbing a listing, there's a box. I think it's that. So we go here, a listing, you're dropping in the zip code, and it says, this is my listing. Always leave that on. It's going to make all the tools. If you have an issue, now, if you've asked an agent and they're like, okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead, go do that. Great. Then you don't need to worry about it. If you're in an MLS where they say, hey, you know what, you at least have to mention you might want to go in the description and say listing courtesy of whoever, or you can do that on the ad. You can do that, but that's how you would do it. Okay. And Linda, I'm going to try that right after this call. I'll put the pic of welcoming. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Yeah. So let's go back. Did everybody get this flyer? And thanks for hanging out with me today. This call is recorded. It'll be on our YouTube channel. I really think if you have a farm market that you want to get that list of homeowners in your CRM, and you want to be hitting them up once a week with one of our flyers. It could be on the back of a landing page. It could be on the back of a PDF guide. It could be about one of your listings every week, because every one of our flyers have links and call to actions that they can click on and get information. Okay. So email them, mail them at least once a month, and run ads on them to that target audience, or just shoot it out scattershot once a week on Facebook. You don't need to worry about Google until you have a good solid revenue stream and you're comfortable with your budget. Then you should add Google. The leads are more expensive and they're higher quality, right? And you can run home valuation ads, We have clients that run ads on our PDF guides on Google and they get listings, right? That there's one of those PDF guides, 12 mistakes to avoid. There's one of our clients in the mastermind group was like, yeah, I just ran that ad. I got a lead from Google and I've got a listing, right? So if you just go to guides, there are other ways to market these. You got e-flyers, you got print tools, but just Google is, boom, that's a high quality lead and it's fast. That's going to happen in just a matter of days. So everybody, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate the questions. We'll have this call on the YouTube channel. And if you were not able to get the flyers, email me at vince@listings2leads. I'll send those. You just say, hey, I need the flyers from your class, and or support. They have them too, because this question comes in a fair amount. So enjoy the holidays. One last thing for those of you that are here. So the cost of leads on Facebook and Google, it's set like on an auction basis. So if you're working in a market and there's 10 agents, it's not going to cost you that much, right? If you're working in a market and there's 100 agents running ads, the cost of your lead is going to go up. And the interesting phenomena that happens in real estate is right after everybody finishes that turkey and mashed potatoes for Thanksgiving, the bulk of your competitors just go take a nap, right? They close up till spring. Some guy was saying, oh yeah, I'm like going down south to some island where till March. And that's good for you because your cost for lead on Facebook can drop by 50%. I've even seen years where it drops by 90%, meaning you're getting leads for 10 cents on the dollar. This is a good time to be running ads on Facebook. If you're not good at it, this is a good time to get good at it. Because for the next, 30, 60 days, your leads are going to be cheaper. One last thing, it's just too much. On the marketing calendar, Real Estate Mastery is a really good thing here. On resources, you can get links to our YouTube channel, our mastermind group, our Instagram channel. And also, I'm trying to get Scott to put the 250 masterclass, how to make 250. But I actually think if you find that you have time, go to the marketing calendar. Every day we have one task, listing marketing, yours or borrowed. It's going to get buyer or seller leads. You click on that. Here's the checklist for that one action. Here's some really in detail step-by-step guides. And here you can click market. You can choose what property you want to focus on and market. And this brings you right to the steps to do those actions. So I would really if you have downtime and you want your business to grow, our system can help you grow your business. There's no doubt. We've been doing this for 15 years. We have way too many stories to back that up. But the difference, the people who it helps are the people who use it. We have a lot of people who pay us and don't use it. And actually, I'm not too excited about that. I get excited when people are growing their business and they're excited and they're telling their friends and colleagues, right? So here we lay it out to you in a really easy format. You can go get that. And let me just say one more thing. And I appreciate you hanging out with me. Our listing presentation is ridiculous. It's basically unbeatable. And so when you get in the system, you will see on the dashboard that you can download a listing presentation. You'll also see that we call it the property marketing plan. We should change it back to the name. You can download it right here. It's going to have your colors, your logo, all that. But if you get yourself in a listing presentation, add a listing manually and set it up as a listing presentation. Because when you do that, what you do is you put in a couple of labels, like it's on 123 Main Street, it's a 2-bedroom, and here's the price. And you're creating something for a listing presentation, not actually to market. So we're not going to be posting this anywhere. We're just going to send you a couple of tools. But you want to download this listing presentation by clicking the button that I just clicked. And I want to show this to you. And I wish I could send it to you, but it's way too big. You want to present this, you want to print this, and you want to leave it to any listing presentation you go to. Because you see this picture, it's going to be the photograph that you put in the listing. Okay. So this is not a generic deal anymore. This is all about you and what are you doing to sell their home. It doesn't mention listings to leads, They're not going to know that we're doing all the technology behind it, but it's going to make you look like a powerhouse and explain what it is. So you should look at it. You should actually print up the generic one and get familiar with what we're doing here, right? You should print that up. And when you're going to go on a listing presentation, you can say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and scan that QR code. You know what's going to happen? It's going to take them to the mobile optimized website directly on their phone that we created automatically. So you can say, I'm already working for you. I'm a professional. This is how I get things done. You could just keep going through this. I'm not going to waste a lot of your time here. This is what we do, right? You should have this printed so that you know what's going on. And when you get yourself in a listing presentation, go create a listing, make sure the status is the presentation, and download that. It's branded to you on every page. It's like, you can't lose on that one. So thanks for hanging out with me. Have a happy new year. Keep an eye, get on our classes, because we have that whole CRM. Oh, one more thing. It just keeps going. I don't know, when we were talking about CRM, I wanted to mention it then, but I have to mention it. If you're here with me, please hear me out. When we take these 2 pages, follow-ups and leads, and we combine them together, I think we're going to call it pipeline. You're going to be able to sign up for one of our tool, an add-on that we have. It's called AI text follow-up. Okay. Now, it's not cheap. AI, unfortunately, it's just not cheap. So I don't know what kind of realtor you are. There are a lot of realtors that are like, I got a listing, I want to sell this, and that's really all I want to do. I just want some good marketing stuff. If that's you, cool, sign up, use it. You can cancel anytime you want. If you're a realtor who's thinking, I need to generate hundreds of leads every month, and I need to have some of those leads turn into business, you definitely want to be using our text AI. Here's why. Remember when I showed you that call with Brian Matheson in the Mastermind group, and he converted 4 out of the 114 leads? His software does the texting for him. And if you don't know this, nobody wants to take a phone call from somebody they don't know. And that's just a fact. And all of us, unfortunately, are receiving maybe 100, 200 emails every day. So if you've got a drip campaign hitting them, they may not even look at it. If you're calling them on their cell phone because you've heard the word speed the lead and they don't recognize your number, they might not even take it. And if they do, they might just be like, oh yeah, I don't know, I was just looking. Because nobody wants to talk to anybody that they don't know. People respond to texts faster than those 2 options. And those are really the 2 options that realtors typically use. So if you're generating hundreds of leads every month, and with our platform, we have clients generating hundreds of leads every week, you want to text those leads first until they're tired of texting and they want to talk on the phone. And then when you get on the phone, then you close an appointment. When you have your appointment, you close a contract, right? That's how you convert leads. So if you're really awesome at texting, and I don't mean having a paragraph of questions ready, because nobody's going to respond to that. I actually joke with my friends, if you text me more than 3 lines, I don't even read it. I just delete it. And there are probably a lot of people who they're not going to read it. They're not going to delete it, but they're just not going to read it. You ask a simple question. Hey, I saw you wanted your home value. Does that number seem right? Yes or no? Have you done any improvements? Yes or no, right? You ask them when they answer the question, because you can have that going on for a few hours or a few days, and then they're going to self-select themselves out. No, thanks. I was just curious. Or yeah, I want to talk to you, right? You need to text your leads. That's why I keep telling you, use our Facebook lead ad form, because you're getting your leads with phone numbers. Now you can text them, right? If you're generating, I don't know, 10 or 20 leads a month, you might be able to text them yourself. No problemo. If you're generating 50 or 100 or 200 leads every month, use our AI text follow-up. It actually starts at $100 a month. It's really smart. It's incredible what it does. It's because it's AI. It's like, it's not canned stuff that we, typed up. It actually has conversation maps, and it can roll with whatever question goes on. until it gets to the point where, you know what, I'd rather just talk. And then we send a message to you with all the conversation so that you know what they're thinking and will know what they're talking about. And now you can have a good phone call. It's always going to be there. You can try it out and you cancel it at any time. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this helped you. This will be on the system on the YouTube channel. Get in our mastermind group and email me if you have questions. Happy New Year to all of you. Yeah. Thank you, Gary. All right, everybody. Take care. It's not going to work. Here we go. Okay. Happy New Year. Ready?